Am I live? Hi, guys. Am I live? Can everybody see me? Hi, everybody. Oh, my. We have a lot to cover today, don't we? All right. You guys, somebody say yes if you can see me. Say yes or hi, Sue, or something. Hi, Sue. Okay, everybody can see me. Oh, you guys, we have to talk about Christopher Boozy because he had like a complete meltdown today. I actually feel kind of sorry for him. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding. Like, seriously, I feel bad for him. So here's what happened. You guys all know that he doxed me like a year and a half ago. I think that's common knowledge. And he put out all my information, my age, my full name, my state, what I did for a living, what my husband did for a living, and released my son's autism diagnosis to the world. I don't know what to say. Anyway, if he wasn't picking on Murky Meg, or he wasn't picking on Taz, or he wasn't picking on Wally, or he wasn't picking on Duke Palamanton, I'm not sure I'm not saying that right, or he wasn't picking on this person or that person, he's picking on me. And it's the same information over and over and over and over. So here's my thing with Boozy. I think, and this is just my opinion, okay? I think he has an inferiority complex, like a serious one. This is a man who says, I've got 2 thriving businesses. I'm a CEO. And yet you saw the kind of tweets he was putting up today. Does that look like tweets that you would get from a professional businessman? Because I don't think so. He obviously has a problem with women. We know this. He's obviously racist. It's always white women, white middle-aged, white, he obviously has an issue with color. He's obviously misogynistic. He doesn't like women. He has a problem with women. This is so thing. So here's what happened today. So Christopher Boozy was making, and I'm gonna open my phone so I can see. Christopher Boozy was making fun of somebody where they lived or whatever. And I simply pointed out that people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Where he lives used to be a trailer park that was up for sale for forever, and they couldn't sell it. And they built these condos, and it's between a Dunkin' Donuts and a cemetery. The businesses in that area close at night due to crime. People in glass houses. So of course, you guys know, Boozy just went boop, 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 boop. So what did he do? Well, he put up the first tweet. The person behind this account, and he put my full Leslie Sue Schmidt. Y'all, if I had $1 for every time he wrote my full name out, because somehow this is supposed to upset me, I'd be a wealthy woman. I think everybody knows my name at this point, but just in case. He's like Harry with the Diana, just in case. And again, claims I'm stalking him and I'm harassing him, and oh wait. I got super stickers. I'm trying to figure out how to put them up. I don't know how. Megan's Mole put one up. Thank you, Megan's Mole. And Christy Robinson put one up. And this is going by so fast, and I'm trying to talk. Here we go. Thank you. Go get them, Sue. Hold on. I gotta. Here we go. Thank you, Christy. And who else? And Megan's Mole. I bet he is watching right now. Good. Watch away. Learn. So what he did was he put up a tweet, and he claimed that I had been stalking him. Now, keep in mind that this is a man who put all my information out on the web. So he had to have been searching for that information. So basically, he's been stalking me. He put up some tweets, and some of the tweets, he only put up half tweets, just half, because he's trying to get some information across to you. He says, and she contacted the North Bergen Police Department, and she's trying to get people to do this. And thank you, Mary. It was hilarious. I was just like, oh my God. So I put this up. And he immediately attacked. I was like, okay, whatever. So then he put it up again, and he goes, and then when that didn't work, she filed a false police report in South Carolina, and that failed. Multiple people who don't like me were so disturbed by her unhinged behavior, they decided to contact us. He's talking about Duchess Drop Bear. We all know what happened with Duchess Drop Bear. Thank you, Lucia. So then he continued, because I pointed out that here we go. He's pulling the race card again. She hates Black people. And he's just on and on and on. Whatever. So then he starts with the thank you, Morgan Horse Diaries, and thank you, T Grim 50. By the way, if it's okay with you guys, I'll discuss this in a minute. I think all the money donated tonight should go to Nate's lawsuit, and we'll discuss that in just a little bit. Anyway, he just continues to tweet and tweet and tweet. And the problem is, it's so sad that all he has is to sit at his computer all day long putting out tweets, because that's all he's got. Whereas I got offline and went and walked my new house and picked out some really nice wall coloring. And I love the way the new floor came out. I'll show you guys when it's done. Lynn, thank you. So he just continues on. He continues on. And then what he did was he took the information from Zillow, from the house that I sold, and he put that up online. And now keep in mind, for anybody who's like, I'm going to write to her, I don't live there anymore. I haven't owned the house in 8 months. Some young couple, just Ruth, thank you so much. Some young couple lives there. I couldn't even tell you their names anymore. So, of course, he starts with she lived in a bad neighborhood full of crime, and I live in a $1.1 million condo. You guys get the point? He really has an inferiority complex. Like, seriously. So then he puts up the Zillow, and he puts up the pictures of my house, which if you go and look on Zillow, you'll see that it was a gorgeous house, nicer than anything Mr. Boozy's ever lived in, let me just say. It's just endless. And it reminds me of when the process server came to his house and he hid behind the door and wouldn't let the process server in. So the process server put up a picture of the front of his condo. It didn't give his address. It was just a picture of the front door with the paper taped to it. And so I took that picture and put it in one of my videos. And so then he went around and told everybody I disseminated his address and he's being stalked and he's in trouble. By the way, he took that picture of the police bothering the process server and put it out to his subscribers and said, some crazy man is here. They sent him here. My family's in danger. Oh my God, my family's. It was the process server. And he never went back online and told his subscribers that it was the process server. He never did. He lets them believe that he's in danger. And he is always the aggressor, but he likes to play the victim. He has this whole victim mentality. He really does. For him, it's about power. Steph the Altar Nerd said that. And I completely agree. For him, he's like impotent without power. You know does that make sense what I'm saying? That's the way it went. So it's obvious he hates women. It's obvious he's a racist. He's obviously very thin-skinned. Now let's remember that he stalked Duke Palatamin, I'm not saying that correctly, who was a gay man. So obviously, I think he's probably a little homophobic, just my opinion. I think he's homophobic as well. And he called the Met Police and put in reports after report with the Met Police, and he put up tweets, and he tagged the Met Police in them. He did the same thing with Yankee Wally. He did the same thing with Murky Meg. He did the same thing with me. But when I contacted the North Bergen County Police about his behavior, I'm a Karen. You get it? He projects. He does the things that he's accusing everybody else of doing. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So what happened now? He put up one of the tweets was the letter that I got from the North Bergen County Police Department. He said, Long Sally leaked this. Sue Smith leaked this because she's trying to get people to report me and tell them what to say and all this kind of stuff. So let me just tell you how that came to be, just so you guys know. What happened was, this was back when he gave everybody my information and released my son's autism diagnosis. I called the North Bergen County Police Department and said, I don't know what the rules are or what the laws are in New Jersey, but this is what's going on. And the gentleman said, I'll get back to you. He emailed me back and said, he told me, file the police report, file it where you live, have it sent to us. So I did. I did what the police told me to do. So I did all this. And then I think it was Yankee Wally who said, did you ever contact the police? And I was like, yeah, here's a copy of what they sent me. And I moved on. She then put it in one of her videos, and people started writing to me going, why is your letter in Yankee Wally's video? And I said, what are you talking about? And I go to look, and sure enough, it's in Yankee's video. And I have the WhatsApp messages where I said, Wally, why did you put that in there? And she goes, it was a mistake. And I said, well, you need to take it out. And she goes, no, I can't. I don't know how to edit. I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I can't, blah, 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 blah. So no, I didn't leak the letter to get other people to call the police in North Bergen, New Jersey. Yankee Wally released it. She wasn't supposed to. But it wasn't long after that he called me a Karen for contacting the police after he had been contacting and tweeting to the police in the UK nonstop about everybody. It's like there has to be a punchline. And yeah. All right, Lynn. He gaslights. He does. He gaslights, and he projects, and he likes to play victim. But I'm telling you, this man has an inferiority complex of a massive amount. He can't stand women or anybody to make him feel small. What he doesn't understand is that most of us have a full life off of Twitter. I have a full life. Now, by the way, the house that we sold in less than a day, I might add, because of the way it was decorated, was 3,200 square feet. And since both boys are out of the house, one is going to college. Thank you, Teresa. One has gone to college, and the other one, my son with autism, I just want you guys to know, he graduated with honors from college on his own, got a job, and has arranged with one of his 3 friends to move into an apartment. He's going to try to live independently. I could not be prouder. So who wants to clean a 3,200 square foot house by yourself? Because if you think hubby's going to help me, not happening. So we decided to downsize. Unfortunately, the house that we're moving into is actually bigger. But let me explain. the master, the laundry, the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, the office is all on the main floor. So I don't have to go up the stairs anymore. So the upstairs might as well not even exist, which is fine for me. I will not be going up those stairs. So thank you, Steph. Thank you, everybody. Yes, I could not be prouder. I couldn't be prouder. He's a great kid. So I'm going to ask you guys to do something. You're going to think I'm absolutely nuts when I say this. Let me just say something in here. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Hold on. I'm sending a message to somebody on Twitter. You guys know how I feel about foul language, about certain behaviors. And as crappy as he is, he obviously has problems. So what do you do with somebody who has problems? You're going to pray for him. And believe it or not, every Friday night, as I walk into synagogue, I am praying for this man because something's wrong with him. And we know something's wrong with him. He harasses the same people over and 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 over in a round robin. He's accused every single one of us, including somebody who's African American, of being racist. He claims that all of us have stalked him, even though he's the one who's, you know what I'm saying. But it's all deflection because he's the one who's actually doing it all. And yes, I love this. I'll just pray for the best outcome. Let God decide. I agree. God never makes a mistake in that realm. He knows what he's doing. My phone is ringing. My watch is going zing, zing, zing. Let's see. Yeah. So he's got issues, you guys. You're just going to have to do what I did. And he kept tweeting like all day. He was tweeting all day. I wasn't even on the computer for like 9 hours. He continued to tweet. That's that's a problem. And my other thought process is he has this new Spoutable thing. I haven't been on it. I'm not interested in it. I haven't seen the best reviews on it, actually, from what I've seen. If he has Spoutable and it's doing so well, then why is he on Twitter? I believe something is going, now I could be wrong, but I believe that something is going to happen soon. And I believe that Christopher Boozy's API access to Twitter is going to go bye-bye. And if that happens, then that's the end of Bot Sentinel. So, let's see what Elon Musk does. But with all of the tweets today, everybody got so upset. Let me just tell you, the address he put up is one from eight months ago. I don't live in Simpsonville anymore. We moved. We're in an apartment. I think everybody knows. I think everybody knows that. He constantly, she thinks I live in the hood. It's a racist thing. It's so old and stale, the allegations, that when he said them, I just went, really? Again? Really? I mean, come on. He's immature. He's socially immature. And if I was looking for a professional person who runs 2 companies, and I saw what he put on Twitter today, I wouldn't hire him. because it shows that he's got some social issues. And we also know that he lies, because we know that he claimed one article came up. I don't remember the article. One article came up that claimed that he worked for Meghan Markle, and he said, no, I don't, take it down. And then the next thing you know, he's in the Netflix documentary working for Meghan Markle. He also then claimed in another interview that he's never met Meghan Markle. I don't believe that at all. No, he's being paid by them. He works for them. Of course, he works for the highest bidder. And yes, keep it real. I saw that he wrote, I troll on Twitter and spread love on Spoutable when in Rome. Need I say more? So, yes, he needs some serious psychiatric intervention. He obviously has an inferiority complex. He obviously has issues with women. I don't know. I want you to know, just so you know, one of his followers went on my tweet and said that it was not illegal for him to release my private information. Which just goes to show the education level of the people that are following him. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. So does anybody have any specific questions? Anything that they would like answered while I'm waiting to see if this person is going to come on or not? Yes, EB, I'm not going to read that out. Stupid Instagram loving wife. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's been a day. I'm telling you, it was just all day long. He just kept tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. And all I could think of was I'm out and about in the fresh air and the sunshine, and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm picking out colors and showing off pictures of my new chandelier, which by the way is on the floor here. And he's just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. And I thought, wow. So the person that's going to be able to make a difference with all of this is Nate, the lawyer, whose judge is going to be making his decision about whether this case is going to go to discovery very soon. I think the case is going to go to discovery. I've read Boozy's attorney's responses, because Nate posts them. They're really a joke. And I think that Nate is going to prevail, which is why Christopher Boozy reached out to Nate and tried to settle. And Nate said no. Okay, couple questions. Kim Clark, where did you get that sweater? I can't even tell you. I've had it like 8 years, and I'm not kidding. I never throw anything out. I have a shirt hanging in my closet that showed up in one of my Facebook memories from like 10 years ago. Like, I never throw anything out. Lynn, will you be joining Nate's lawsuit? No, not at this time. He doxed me, but he hasn't defamed me. Not like he did Nate. No, not at this time. But that's not to say that as things go on, I might not get pulled in. We'll have to wait and see. Hope Finn and the cats are well. Yes, they are. They're very well. All is good. Let's see. What else? You know what? Abby, I appreciate that. But you know what? I was raised, you don't give in to bullies. And even my husband, when he first started this mess, even my husband said, you're not shutting that down. You're not getting off Twitter. You're not doing this. You're going to keep going. Did I look like I was going to shut it down? I'm not shutting my Twitter account down. No, I'm not shutting it down. Sue Smith, will you and all the YouTubers be able to help Nate with all of your information? Yes, I do believe we will. I think when they get into discovery and the case goes on, I think they may come to us for info. And yeah, I think that might happen. I need you guys to yeah, Boozy's lawyers contacted. Well, but they can't do that without Boozy's approval because they work for him. So he had to approve of the attorneys contacting Nate, or it wouldn't have happened. So, oh, interesting, Crystal. She said the very thing that a person hates is usually the thing they can't get. In Boozy's case, it's a white woman must have rejected him. I guess that's possible. Anything's possible. So anyway, for all of you guys, now you know. He accused me of leaking that video, that letter from the police, so that other people would report him. I had nothing to do with anybody else reporting him. Now, he did put up a little portion of a WhatsApp message where I asked if they had reported him to the police because they had said they were going to. And I simply said, did you do it? That's it. Let's see what else. Is there anything else? Yes, you guys, I have to tell you, and I've said this before, I am such a big believer in karma. I worked really hard for 27 years helping others, missing Christmases and Thanksgivings and Halloweens with my kids where my husband had to take them trick-or-treating. And by the time I got home, trick-or-treating was over. I missed all the fun because I was in the ER helping people. And I always thought that if you put enough good out into the world, eventually it'll come back to you. And it did come back to me. It came back to me in spades. I sold my house in a day, less than a day, for a lot more than what I was asking for it. Like a lot more than what I was asking for it, which has provided us acreage and a garage. That's my husband's dream garage, and a huge house where everything's on the first floor for me. So my retirement home. And so I feel like I put out the good, and now the good is coming back. When you put out evil, he was okay. Oh, keep it real. When you put out evil, it comes back. Just sent Drag a message to say he can come if he wants. He said he would be listening and would come on if you let him. Yes, I'll let him come on. Where is he? You send me a message on Twitter. Oh, you guys. He just put up another tweet. I am now a MAGA racist. You just can't make it up. I'm telling you, the man is just like loopy. The man is loopy. Oh my God. Oh, poor man. Let us pray for him, you guys. Seriously. Let us pray for him because oh my God. Wait, these are going by fast again. I'm the left wing of Sue's followers, lifelong Dem. If she said something racist, I'd be all over it. Nobody. I don't think, when Boozy's followers were bothering me initially, I told you guys, dig. One marriage. We're coming up next year on our 25th wedding anniversary. Oh, Drag is in the chat. Okay, Drag, we've got some interesting thing here. I'm going to put the link in the comment section. I'm asking other people not to click on it because I am going to only let him in. There it is. Click on it. Come join me. I know you don't want to pray for him. I see it. I know you don't want to pray for him. The man needs divine intervention. Divine intervention. Oh my God, you guys, come on. Okay, here we go.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, sweetheart, I'm fine. How are you?
Hi. So we had to finish watching the last episode of Last of Us with the wife. So I ended up missing the first portion. I'm sorry. Yes. So no, I was trying to add some context to what I was told. The proposal that Boozy's lawyers had sent actually included more than just Nate. It included me as well, and I believe Eric Hunley. And that we would have to stop also making videos criticizing Boozy. And so, of course, Nate told them, go F themselves. And so that's one of the things that was sort of funny about some of the things that Boozy was saying, because these things don't happen in a vacuum. There's a paper trail. And for him to deny that it even happened is ridiculous, since, some of us are very, very much so privy to the tangible evidence clearly from a particular law firm that Boozy himself has mentioned. And then when you see them clearly referencing Boozy himself as their client, right? It's not rocket science. But yeah, he is an interesting character, and I got bombarded this morning with notifications that he was doxing you yet again. And so I was wondering if you were into witchcraft, because I think that you may have made a part of him shrink, because he seemed pretty angry for some reason.
Well, what I said was, and I said this earlier, I don't know if you were listening, I honestly think he has a severe inferiority complex. He
Oh
obviously has
yes,
issues with women.
yes,
And for him, it's all about power. He has to be in control. He has to have power.
yes,
And so,
absolutely.
somehow he feels that doxing me, he's put out my real name so many times. If I had $1 for every time he did it, I'd be a wealthy woman.
Right? Yeah.
Like, it's like, you've already put all my information out. So then he tried to upset me by putting out the pictures of the house that I sold 8 months ago. I,
Oh,
I don't live there anymore. And and he's like, and I live in a $1.1 million house, and you had to downgrade. I didn't downgrade, I downsized.
I don't understand. Like, since I started covering him publicly, I have noticed this inferiority complex. He is trying
Yes.
to create this gravitas around himself that just does not exist. I've actually had like 3 or 4 different people just trying to find a high school diploma on this guy, and much
Yes.
less any sort of like comp sci certifications and degrees. But I have noticed that he will definitely attack other people's credentials, other people's accomplishments, any accolades. He is dead on the mark on that. And so I always find it interesting, because people usually chalk it up to psychological projection. He knows that he is a nobody and a nothing. And so he has to try and convince other people, right, that the folks that he doesn't like are down on his level or beneath him. And I find it pathetic. And especially since he loves to wave around the race card, he loves to mention Black excellence. And it's like, you have 2 examples, me and Nate, at Black excellence. He could at least try to do something to recoup this image that he's trying to portray, because it's just pathetic.
Well, I thought it was really, I was like, why is he? I'm like, when I saw that Nate said, my parents were crackheads, I thought that is something to be applauded. And now you're an attorney. How wonderful is that? Go, Nate. And instead, Boozy started ripping him a new one. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. And by the way, thank you, Amy Jones. I'm like, I don't get it. Now, you may not know, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, that it was about a year and a half ago that I did a video on Mr. Boozy, and that's what got him going on me in the first place. And
Oh,
he put out he had just come out in an article. Ellie Hall did an article on him, and I did some research and found that he was running a single-minded hate account against the royal family.
mhm.
And I mentioned his daughter because he has a daughter.
Oh,
Yes, I mentioned, but all I mentioned, I didn't mention what she did or anything, or
right.
I simply mentioned that she said he was abusive, which she did.
Yes, yes. And I've seen several screenshots from
Yes,
multiple social media accounts that she has, where
yes,
she has quite explicitly stated things that he himself has done to her.
right.
And so, a lot of us sort of dance around that elephant in the room, but those are heinous, and excuse me,
They're
beyond
bad.
heinous accusations.
They're
And
bad. They're
if
bad. They're really bad.
they
But
are,
but
yeah,
somehow he equated me mentioning that his daughter said he wasn't, this for me, it was his character. It came down to his character.
right.
And so somehow he equated that with the fact that my son is autistic, and he decided to release my son's autism diagnosis, as well as my age, my profession, where I live, what my husband does for a living. I mean, he put it all out into the public realm.
I don't understand. Like, unless, I mean, when people do the whole doxing thing, it's a form of intimidation, right? He himself
Right.
isn't going to come to your door. He's too much of a punk, just like most of the other people who follow him. And so, if they can't really intimidate you, then they'll try and go after people around you. Well,
Right.
what if that doesn't work? Like, people know who I am. My real name is Alfred Mims. You can Google it. I have a very unique name, like Boozy. I don't have much to hide, but Boozy isn't used to people not sort of kowtowing to these very childish tactics, and so I hope that he comes up with something more interesting, because it gets boring after a while. And
Well, that was the thing. When I saw his tweets today, I was like, really? You're calling me a racist again?
yeah,
I was like, oh my God. But and then all I could think of all day was, I feel so sorry for him, because he's apparently been in his kitchen all day
yeah.
tweeting furiously while I was over at my new house picking out wall colors.
But look, that's his work, man. That's his workstation. Okay, let's not besmirch the tireless effort he spends making ramen noodles while he's stealing other people's code.
Oh my God. I really, and I said what I said online, you guys, and I mean it. This man needs some prayer. So I know you don't want to pray for him, but he needs something. So maybe if enough people put some good thoughts towards him, maybe he'll, I don't know. He's got an inferiority complex. He's got issues with women. He's very thin skinned. He has reported Duke, Wally, Taz, Murky, all bunch of people to the police. But the second he found out I had spoken to the police in New Jersey, he called me a Karen. So it's okay for him
Yes.
to harass others.
Yeah,
But
of course. Yes. Yeah.
Right. But when I go to the police going, this man just told everybody my son has autism, my son who doesn't have a big online presence and who is, a disabled individual. I'm sure there are laws in New Jersey for that. It appears, I could be wrong, but it appears that the police did go talk to him and he said that I was harassing him because of his color. I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
Well, yes, the blackness of his soul. Yes, you find that distasteful, I'm sure. And yes, so I'm sorry, Nate. For those of you who don't know, Nate is a nice guy. Nate and I are actually like real life friends.
Yes.
The comment, some of y'all saw the screenshots from Boozy about Nate sitting on someone's couch, and I don't know if did you see that, Sue?
Yes, that's what got him going off on me, because
Yeah.
I have a friend who lives in that area, and she said to me, do you know where he lives? It used to be a trailer park. It was up for sale for forever. Nobody bought it. They finally broke it down, built these condos. She said it's in a very bad part of town. She goes, I don't care what they say they're worth. She goes, it's not a good part of town.
It's not. That's one of the things that so Nate was in town visiting me. That was my couch in the background, and
Nice couch.
Yeah, it's Nate came in and said this is one of the nicest places he's ever seen. It's like, yeah, it's a two-story townhouse apartment with a loft, and so it is pretty nice. I pay a pretty penny for it, and to kind of see Boozy talk about like Nate visiting me as a friend, as it's some kind of strange event that really tells me and everyone else a lot about him. He doesn't have friends.
Yes.
He doesn't do normal things with normal people.
Right.
And I can imagine being around him is just sort of insufferable if they're not just completely enthralled by his massive intellect, obviously.
Well, when I saw the tweet, I put on there, listen, dude, you live between a Dunkin' Donuts and a cemetery, people in glass houses and all that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what set him off. It's like, How dare you? So thank you, Patricia. So what I want to do is take, if you guys are okay with it, I would like to take all the money that's being donated tonight and send it to Nate to hit, because I think the best chance we have to get rid of him is for Nate's lawsuit to go forward and for him to, lose his company. I think that's
yes. Is it possible for people to link Nate's GoFundMe for the lawsuit? And there are people who are asking for my channel. I think Purple and a few other people have the links to my channel. I roast Boozy every time I go live. I review a lot of his interviews and stuff like that, and I have a lot to say because Nate's the nice guy. Nate's not going to say, he's not going to get in the gutter. I am. I 100% am, because this guy thinks that he is going to just throw his weight around, and say the kind of things that he said about like my real life friend. Like I've known Nate for almost 8 years, and so he's going to find out exactly who he's dealing with very soon.
Well, people are saying, are we joining the lawsuit? And my response was no, that while he's doxing me, I don't think he's really defamed me. Now, I mean, if he were to write that I killed a patient or something, I'd be on that lawsuit in 2 seconds. But
oh yeah, I mean, you've now spoken it into existence, and so now he can.
Here it comes. Well, somebody just sent me a message and said you're now a MAGA racist. Did you see the tweet? He's tweeting right now. I'm a MAGA racist.
How, like, okay, so this is one of the things I still don't understand. Boozy Bucks. So just calling someone out that, what is that evidenced by? What exactly? Oh, there is Steph. Hey,
Steph, thank you.
So did he say what makes you a MAGA racist? Exactly?
No, of course not. Just like he's told everybody, he has told everybody that I was giving out his address and putting him in danger. And I'm like, proof, please, because I've never done that. And come to find out what he's talking about is, do you remember when the original process server from Jason Goodman's lawsuit went and Boozy wouldn't open the door?
Oh, yeah. And they had the pictures of it, yeah.
The picture of the front door with the white paper taped to it. So it's just the door with the paper. No address, no nothing. I used that picture that was already out on the internet. It had no address, no coordinates, no nothing. And he claimed, and he's been telling people ever since that I've been giving out his address.
Okay, so that is a post-public dox, ma'am. That's a very sophisticated way of doxing someone when the information is already, it's very clever, okay? He has to know about it first. And when he knows about it, then it becomes public information, right? That's Boozy land, right?
Well, it's just like, the fact that he's taken multiple pictures in front of that condo, including one with his, I don't know, wife/girlfriend, where you can see the cross streets and you can see everything, but that's okay. But a repeated picture of his front door is giving people his address. I don't get it.
Yeah, I just...
I don't understand.
That could make sense. But, there's always going to be crazy people on the internet. I've encountered many, many, many in my time. What I find very strange are the people who follow the crazy people, because they have to rationalize this stuff after seeing it. And they are fascinating.
Well, he's for me, he's just, I hate to say this, because you guys who've been following me for 2 years now, I don't curse and I don't intentionally hurt anybody's feelings, but I have to say, I honestly think he's like a loser. I mean, I hate to say that because that's a terrible thing to say, but he literally has company after company after company after company, and they fail and they fail and they fail, and he's scamming people out of money right and left. He's a scammer. And I mean, I'm certainly not going to bend over for him. I'm not a bender. If ask Nate, we've spoken on the phone. I don't bend for anybody. That's just not the way I roll. Oh, thank you, Dawn. That's okay.
Yeah, he gets mad. Like Boozy genuinely gets mad when people point out his ineptitude. But when Nate showed the PowerPoint of the Black Coin timeline, that was the thing that I had actually constructed before I started speaking publicly about him. And Nate didn't really tell me much about Boozy. This is the thing, and I think this gets misconstrued. Nate didn't inform, hey, oh man, this guy, you should hate him. They say, hey, could you look into this thread? I think it was Linda. I think it was Linda's thread. And then could you turn this into a PowerPoint? And I said, hey, how do you know that this iconic expert guy is this C Boozy guy? He said, there's evidence for it, but you know what, you look for it, you make the connection, but go ahead and just make this to a PowerPoint. Yeah, sure, no big deal. Now afterwards, I did my own research and found all the crypto scams and several screenshots of him saying that he is iconic expert. And so unequivocally, when the owner of the coin said, oh yeah, no, this guy was not actually part of building this coin, he was just part of marketing it, then it's like, okay, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, So
you know, the Duchess of North Sussex did a whole thing on the cryptocurrency. You should probably get in touch with her.
yes, oh yeah, but he's trying to separate himself from that now, right?
Yes, and
That
the dating service before that I think just my opinion, you guys, I think was actually a front for
that's work.
prostitution.
Yes, it was. Yeah, that was one of the things that I believe that
How did I know?
they covered and several other people. Because if you look at the Wayback Machine, I'll say this: people do their own research? Look at the Wayback Machine and look what's on there. Look what's being offered. Look at the language, and it's pretty clear, right? It's not, again, not rocket science. But you know what? Hey, he's pro sex work when he can coerce sex workers to work for him. Outside of that, you know, he's not going to touch it.
Oh my Lord, you guys. Well, if you saw today what went on, he tweeted and he tweeted and he tweeted and he tweeted, and I'm a racist and I'm bullying him and I'm doing all these horrible things to him, and I was just like,
He's a victim. Come on.
Exactly. He's a victim. He played the victim card today. It was really, it got old very quickly. Hi, Sam. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure all that money goes to Nate. Every penny goes to Nate.
I will say something about Nate. Not many people know this, and people can. I want people to spread this controversy. Nate puts ketchup on steak. I want people to chastise him for this mercilessly. By the way,
that's terrible.
Yes, I have screenshots. I have receipts, and I think this is a controversy that we all need to sort of like. Really
you have to use A1 sauce, not ketchup.
Yeah, there was A1, but there was ketchup. Yeah, I cried.
Thank you, JJ. Well, I'm just letting you guys know. Oh, what? Thank you, Moni. Thank you. My husband puts pineapple on pizza. I happen to love pineapple on pizza.
Ooh, yes. Okay, that's acceptable.
But I just want you guys to know that, yes, I am aware, because people were writing to me like crazy people today. Yes, I'm aware of all the stuff he wrote. Yes, I'm aware. The thing is, since he put out all my information last year, he really doesn't have any more ammunition.
Yeah.
He already put it all out there. He can't really bother my family because my parents are deceased. All my aunts and uncles are deceased. I have cousins, but I haven't seen them in 25 years that live states and states away. There's nobody to upset. I retired from the hospital after 27 years. There's no job to call. So all he can do is keep tweeting about me, and half the stuff he's tweeted isn't even true. Like I said, he put up a picture from the email I got from the police department telling me to file a police report, which I did. He claims I leaked it intentionally to get other people to complain about him, when the truth is it was leaked accidentally by Yankee Wally. So the stuff he puts up isn't even accurate. So anyway.
About that. But no, thank you. I appreciate bringing me on. And yeah, if you want to discuss this more, please, because like I said, I'm making it my personal mission to go after Boozy. Because it's like, if he wants to do this to other people, then you know what? He deserves, some cup uppets, I think. Just my opinion,
Well, I'm going with what Lynn Donovan's here said. You've made it when your haters constantly bother you. So the fact that he does it shows I'm living rent-free. And, that's another thing. Yes, I am living in his head rent-free. But the interesting thing is he's not living in mine. So who do you think is the winner? Ding. All right. So I am going to thank you so much for coming on. I am going to be closing this down in just a minute. I will be sending all the Boozy bucks. We'll be donating all the Boozy bucks to Nate's lawsuit. I'm Daddy Dragnut. Please send me a link to Nate's what do you call it?
Oh yeah, to go from me. Yes, I will definitely.
I'm linking in here. You should also know that Duchess of North Sussex is saying are you ready for this? I got to do one more.
Yes, ma'am.
People and the other people, Boozy and the other people are saying I was fired for negligence. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, wait, this is another one. If you look online, there was a lawsuit that would have been at least 10 or 12 years ago. And quite frankly, I'm not sure why this legal document is online because it's a HIPAA violation, I think. But,
Mm.
you know, but anyway, I was the triage nurse, and a patient came in and went to the back, and I never saw her again. And they, what's the word? You're an attorney.
Oh no, I do the science stuff. No, I'm
They
not an
swore
attorney.
me in. They swore me in and asked me questions.
Oh, okay. You had to sign, I'm guessing, in some sort of NDA.
No.
Right.
They
You were deposed at some point?
I was deposed. Thank you. I was deposed.
Okay.
And I answered all of their questions. And what happened was they decided they wanted to question me some more.
Right.
And in the legal document, it says that I did such a good job with my deposition that they were not going to allow another deposition. And their case was thrown out.
So an investigation occurred. You were deposed. And
I was deposed because I was the triage nurse. Thank you, Deborah Matthews. I appreciate me. I appreciate you. I was deposed because I was the triage nurse. I actually didn't have anything to do with this patient's care. She didn't die. She left the ER, but then she complained and wanted to sue the hospital. And so they brought me in, deposed me. And I said, listen, this isn't what happened. This is what happened. And then they came back later on and said, well, we want to ask her more questions. And they went in front of the judge and said, she said exactly what happened. And there's nothing you could ask her that's going to change what she said. And their lawsuit was thrown out. So they're saying that I was terminated from a job for negligence. I've never been terminated from a job. This is exactly the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And by the way, the person who's helping him is Duchess Drop Bear.
Oh.
She's this woman that came on the scene. She scammed people for a bunch of money. She's behind 2 or 3 accounts on Twitter, and she's working with Christopher Boozy now because the Megxiteers caught on to what she was doing and got rid of her.
Oh, so this is the guy. This is the person who does the real dirty work for him. I see.
Right. That's her. That's her. She's been tweeting about it, and she says now if she were to put that up online, that would be defamation because I've never been fired. She also said, by the way, for those of you who haven't heard it, I'm supposedly also a sex predator. And I pointed out very nicely, you can't be a sex predator and a registered nurse anywhere in the United States.
Right. That's a big no-no.
There you go. So then she found somebody with the same name as me. It turned out it was a guy who wrote some kiddie porn. And of course she said it was mine. And I was like, it even says it's a guy. So, I mean, they're digging and they can't find anything because I have led a lawful, good life. And so they haven't been able to find anything. So now like I told everybody, when you can't find anything, they're going to start making stuff up.
Yeah. Oh no, this is something I'm actually pretty familiar with. So, I came from a community that was sort of involved with drama, not a lot of critical thinking, none of that stuff, just drama. One of the things that me and Nate did when we first encountered each other on the internet is that we discussed philosophy, theology, science, religion, all that kind of stuff. And we value critical thinking. I ended up giving breadcrumbs, creating a fake Discord, giving people different pieces of breadcrumbs. And a story was fabricated from those breadcrumbs and people ran with it. Even to this day, there are people who still believe it. And I use it as a sort of a teaching tool to say, hey, this is what happens when stupid people on the internet get together and believe anything. So you see a lot of that here, where a lot of these, you mentioned Loopy earlier. I've encountered that person and they're hilarious, but they're stupid. And so when you have a lot of stupid people who are persistent like that, they make for excellent fodder. And I love excoriating idiots like that. And so
it's about as funny as when I got my cease and desist from Christopher Boozy, and it came from his bankruptcy attorney.
The one that forgot to put all his businesses on there. That one, the same one. Oh, how thorough.
Same one, bankruptcy attorney. I wiped my rear end with it because we all know that it's not enforceable. It was, I don't know what he was doing. Again, I feel like he was trying to intimidate me. It didn't work.
Oh yeah. I mean, I find it funny. Boozy should concentrate on being a better father instead of being a troll on the internet. I think it would do him a lot better. in the future. But, you know, we can only hope for the best for someone as inept and insecure as him. It's unfortunate.
What did I say? The man needs some prayer, you guys. Like,
Exactly.
seriously.
I'm still waiting to get called racist, even though I am a few shades lighter than Nate. And so maybe I'll get a colorism claim against me. I don't know. I'm still waiting. I can't wait because I love stupidity.
Oh my God. Yes, they have plenty of that.
Oh,
They do. They have a lot of it. So,
yeah.
well, thank you for coming on. And there you go, you guys. Now you know what happened on Twitter today, and you know what all the tweets were about. And we're going to pray for Christopher Boozy that he gets over this inferiority complex and his hatred of women. And we're just going to pray that he finds something.
We need to do a GoFundMe for him to get some therapy. I think maybe that'll help that. A lot
Well,
of
hopefully it'll do better than the GoFundMe he started to sue me,
Oh,
which garnered a big total $75.
oh man! So you could go maybe get 3-4 weeks worth of gas. Well, that's something, you know. Go down to the courthouse and I don't know. But so I'm going to be incredibly petty. Boozy still doesn't realize why Nate was in town. He wasn't in town primarily to visit me. There's a reason he was in Houston. And so there's going to be some fun in the future for people who like seeing in real life Nate. You will be seeing he and I interacting a lot. And so one of the things I'm known for is being petty. And so the next time Nate's in town, I'm going to take people's boozy bucks and I'm going to treat Nate out to some crawfish since I am Creole. I'm originally from Louisiana. And so Nate has always heard about crawfish boils. And so that is what we shall do. Crawfish, beer, and laughing at Boozy's incompetence. But thank you, Boozy, for allowing us to have such a delectable treat.
You know, that's so funny is if I came, I couldn't eat the crawfish, Jewish, so no shellfish, and I don't drink. But I'll come and have some water and laugh right along with you guys.
You know what? That's fine. There we have a morning treat, beignets, and some Cafe du Monde coffee with chicory. So how about that?
Oh, I love coffee.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
legendary for my love of coffee.
Yes, ma'am. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yolanda, thank you so much. So you guys, I'm going to get the link somehow for Nate, the attorney's lawsuit. It's also on his page on Twitter. So please donate to that lawsuit because we are going to get behind Nate and we are going to help him win this.
Actually, I have an idea. Can you mod me in the chat and I'll post it in your chat?
Can I what in your chat?
Can you? So I'm going to put something in the chat and you could give me a wrench, a mod wrench thing.
Okay, you've heard that I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not technical.
I got you. There's 3 dots, so I just posted something in the chat.
You did?
There are 3 dots next to my name, and it should have add moderator.
Oh wait, that's in the YouTube one. Hang on one second.
Yep, not a problem. Yeah, because I have the GoFundMe link.
That
right
is so out of my.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's I do the same thing with my mother. She's not tech savvy either, so I have patience.
Okay, good. I'm not tech savvy. Okay, write something in the chat.
There we go. I just put the GoFundMe link. I'm not sure if it went through.
Well, I'm looking at you now on YouTube instead of through StreamYard so that it will be there. Just say hi. Just type the word hi.
There we are.
Okay, now I can click that and I can add as managing moderator. All right, you are now a managing moderator. Go for it.
Awesome. There you go. So that is the link to the GoFundMe. And so as we get updates, Nate will be regularly updating people on that. I'm not sure when the next time we should expect any sort of updates as far as, because I think the stage that it is now is that Boozy and crew are trying to get it dismissed. And so once we get it past that point, I believe we move into discovery. And mind you, I am not a lawyer. Nate and Rakita and all the others and Eric, those are lawyers. I do molecular biology, biochemistry, and stuff like that. So that I just know a little bit of law through here. Yeah. So we like to. So like I said, there are people like Boozy who pretend to be excellent in Black, and then there are those of us who are. And so that's one of the things that I want to show. There's the juxtaposition between talk and action.
Yep, that's it, exactly. Well, thank you everybody for coming on and joining us. And now you all know what happened. And let's put out some good positive thoughts and energy and karma and prayer, and let's see if anything good can come out of this.
So
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
You too. All right, everybody. You guys have a wonderful evening. And there you go. All right. See you later. Bye.